Welcome yet to another video of the NUTRI Farm farming channel. You are looking at super Napier glass. This super Napier glass, it is so green, which means it is very nutritious, and it is about 60 centimeter tall, which is ideal to feed our chickens. Yeah, let's look at some of the characteristics of the super Napier pakchong glass. The super Napier pakchong glass is actually 18 to 24% crude protein, and it's very soft. It's not like the normal Napier. It's very soft, it's very friendly, and it grows very fast. You can actually see that the one that I had cut like 3 days ago, it has actually come out. It has a very good ability of flattening, which means you can cut it as many times as possible. For chickens, you don't wait for the grass to grow up to 2.5 meters. You actually cut it at, maybe you don't even actually wait even it to get to 1 meter, but the ideal glass for chickens is 1 meter, between 0 and 1 meter. But for me, I usually go to up to 60 centimeter, which 1 meter contain like 100 centimeter. But for me, I usually go up to 60 centimeter, and I cut the glass and chop it to my chicken. So let's go ahead and cut it. Yeah, smile, because you're about to cut the glass. Smile, smile. Fake smile. The grass is actually very friendly. It doesn't have the itchy part. You know, the common Napier glass, when you actually cut it, your hands are left with itching with an itchy feeling. But for this glass, it is very friendly. So you don't even need gloves to cut it. It is very soft. Actually, you don't even need effort to cut it. Yeah. And it also have a lot of water in it, which make it very heavy. It is very dense. Like the one that I'm about to cut, it actually go up to 7 kgs. When you chop it and put it in a weighing scale, it could weigh up to 7 kgs. It is a very good supplement for the chicken. How you could feed your chickens is actually, for me, in this particular video, I'm going to feed the chickens this glass like low, fresh and low. I'm just going to get it from the garden, cut it into pieces, and feed to the chicken directly. You can also ferment the glass. You can also cut it into pieces and ferment it. Now, in case you want to ferment it, you can wait until it goes to 1 meter, so that it is easier to put it in a sharp cutter and cut like a lot. You know, you can just ferment like 5 kgs. Maybe you want to ferment like 500 kgs, and wait until it gets to 1 meter. Chop it and ferment it using chicken microbes. They're actually chicken microbes that you can ferment with it, and you can supplement it with your chicken feed. You can actually mix it, and you can actually give it later after feeding the main meal, which I actually feed it later after feeding my main meal. Yeah, let's take the grass home and start cutting it. Yeah, you can see the grass is looking so nice, and I'm so happy that I'm actually able to cut the glass in just little time and bring it home for chopping. I could use the machine, but the glass is too soft and it's too friendly, and I actually have time to cut the glass with my own hands, and I enjoy doing it. This is going to be these have been our chopping board for the glass. I actually use this chopping board to chop the glass into my desired pieces. Yeah, so let's go ahead and start chopping it into small pieces. Yeah. What do you think about feeding my chickens the super Napier glass? This is my own recovery. I recovered that it is mostly fed on cows. It is popularly fed on cows, goats. For cows, it increases milk production, weight, because it has a lot of protein. And initially, when we planted this glass, we planted when we were doing we were actually doing daily farming, which later we stopped due to our own reason. I'll make a video on that later. But later I came to ask myself, chicken could also feed on sukuma wiki. They also feed on vegetables like cabbage, and I thought of, let us try this super Napier and see how it works. And the chicken loved eating it. Actually, they usually eat it up to the last piece. Yeah. And I decided to actually plant a lot of it in my farm, which I'm going to start selling the super Napier cutting to the interested people. If you're interested with buying the super Napier cuttings, you can check my WhatsApp number in my description box and give me an order, which will take like 30 days before I prepare the seed for you, because the seed will need curing. And also, you can order the cuttings earlier, and you can prepare you can prepare the area where you are going to plant. I'm actually done with chopping the super Napier. So what we are going to do, we are going to take it to our chickens, fresh and low. That is how effective this glass is. Yeah, so let's go ahead and take it to our chickens, and we'll see how the chickens are doing. They are 2 months and some days. Actually, they are 2 months and a half, and I'm so proud of them. And they are feeding on this super Napier very well, which I supplement with it, simply because it is 18% crude protein, and it is very soft, very watery, and it actually smells like food. I can already smell it. So let's go ahead and feed it to our chickens. At this point, I went ahead and divided the super Napier to all my feeding troughs. Yeah, our 200 chicks, they actually need a lot of feeding spaces. So the trough that is originally made for them is not actually enough. So what I do, I add extra troughs inside the cage system that that we customized for ourselves. Yeah, so, and I actually put the extra feeders inside the cage system, and they seem so happy and they are feeding it. Chickens are actually fast feeders. They eat very fast. They just bite and swallow. They don't chew. They are just like eating. I wish we could eat like that, but we have teeth. I wonder how their digestion system works, because they just bite and swallow, bite and swallow, bite and swallow. You can imagine. They are very fast eaters. Within the next 30 minutes, you find the trays are empty. And they are looking at you and we want more. Yeah. You can see the way they are feeding. Very fast. Really fast. Look at this. He has been actually trying to swallow this one. He's one of the special chickens that we received with a naked neck. Yeah. The chickens look so happy. And they are full. They are full, so they'll take their time and eat the super napier slowly by slowly. Yeah. And by evening, they'll be done eating. Yeah, that is how I feed super napier to my chickens. I hope you like the video. I hope you share. I hope you also try to feed your chicken to the super napier. So I want you to check my description and get my WhatsApp number and contact me on super napier seeds, which we are going to discuss on that. So